Good afternoon, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and this is our second Christmas card class. So what I've been doing for the holiday is I was going to do 3 Christmas card classes for you, and we'll make 4 cards. Now for this, you will get to see the video, you'll get the tutorial, all of that's free. But if you purchase $35 or more of product, I will send you the kit to make the 4 cards. You don't have to buy this product to make the cards. You'll be able to make the cards without owning this particular bundle. So it will work out either way. So if you spend $35, you'll get the cards. If you spend over $50, I will throw in some bling for you. So either way, you can just enjoy watching the card crafting too. With 4 cards in about an hour, we'll try to keep it right at an hour. My desk is covered with stuff. So I've pre-cut a few things just to make it easier for us. And then we'll see how it works out. Hi, Karen. Hi, Robert. It's nice to see you. I see the internet's freezing just a little bit. I hope that doesn't last long. We'll see. Well, we're using this set, Frosted Gingerbread. I said this was going to be a sweet class, So it's sweet cards, cookies and sugar and icing and all the good things of Christmas. I think you could probably use this snowflake another time. It doesn't have to necessarily be Christmas. And I have seen a wedding card made with this bell that was very pretty. So you can use it for other things, and this little border is certainly very pretty. It can be used for all kinds of occasions. We're not going to use, well, we will use the sentiments, which you can substitute any sentiment if you choose to place an order and get the cards free. But we're mostly going to use the dies, which makes it easy for me and you. We don't have less stamping, we just cut out the dies. And this paper coordinates. What's cool about this paper is you can cut the shapes with the dies, and they match perfectly. So that makes it even better. So let's start on our first card. I want a background piece. All these pretty designs. We are going to use this one. We'll put it, here we go, we'll use this one. And I'm going to cut just a simple layer for the front of our card. I can put these to the side for right now. I'm going to cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. Just our standard, usual. This kind of 1 layer, not one layer, just 1 layer of DSP. Not too many layers on this card. We'll save this for the inside. So it's Thursday. It's hard to believe that the week's almost over. I also pulled out punches. I forget to use these punches, and I wanted rounded corners this time. It's just a little different than straight corners, so this is a punch that cuts 3 different ways. So you get a hole, a little flower, and then rounded corners. Trio punch. And there, that will work there. Now we're going to punch a bunch of candy. Peppermints, all kinds of goodies. And we can just punch these with different size circle punches. If you don't own the circle punches, you could certainly use, there's some dies that match this. But a lot of our circle dies would probably match. But I am going for the easy peasy punch. That's my favorite. And we'll just, now this set does have dies that make the candy for you. You can, I personally am just as happy with this. And I don't know how many we'll want, so we'll just punch until we've got several. And of course, these are all retired punches. I think all our circle punches retired, but most of us have circle punches because they're easy. They're my favorite. Hi, Kay. Thanks for joining and sharing today. I love it when people share. I think I'm going to have to trim some of this down so I can get in there. Once you start punching, you can't get to the center of the paper. It is another beautiful day here today, but I decided I was going to go do some early Thanksgiving shopping so I can have most of it out of the way. I have no idea what I'm going to fix, but we'll deal with that. Look how cute this is. Now we need a sentiment, and you probably have not noticed this in the seasonal labels. Let's see, where's my label? I must have it out somewhere. My goodness. I don't want to see it. Or maybe, it's right here in front of me. Too many labels on the sheet. That this has these little slits. And you can turn your label, you can put slits on your labels. You can run ribbon through it. So I thought that would be a little something different. Or you can put this little tab at the top to make it be like a tag. So you can turn your label into a tag or a little more ornate with ribbon. So we're going to stamp our sentiment first so that I can get it straight on the card. Because of course I have to do that. Get a piece of paper here. And I'm going to use the Sending You Peppermint Kisses. And this is with Old Olive. Told you I had too much here. I have to dig around and find it. Most of the green here is Old Olive or Garden Green, and then the red is real red. So you shouldn't have to purchase new ink colors. That I slid that. I knew I was doing it. I just couldn't help myself. There we go. And put that to the side. Now we'll line this up and die cut it, and then we'll do our slits. I don't think I am talented enough to do those at the same time. You might be, but not me. Hi, Sandy. I haven't seen you in a while. You must be busy. Or maybe I just haven't noticed. It's hard to see who's commenting at the same time I'm crafting. And it's not that I'm ignoring you, it's just sometimes I miss it. And now I'm going to slide this back in so I don't lose it again. And we'll put our little slits in there. Now you've probably seen me do this trick with just a hole punch, but I thought we'd do the slits this time. They gave them to us for a reason, for us to use them. And I bet there's other ways you could use these. So we'll run those through the cut and emboss machine. If I can get them to not slide. Hopefully that's pretty straight. Last night we talked about had you put Christmas up, and of course we have not, but my goodness, I've made so many cards. I feel like Christmas is going to be here tomorrow. It might be time to switch to a different theme. So now we'll just put this on our card with some ribbon. And this is our easiest card. None of these cards are hard. But I think this one's probably the easiest. I kept them simple because they would be kind of last minute cards. Or if you are like some people we know, these could be your cards for next year. And we'll cut this. Now, I kind of thought I needed this to not slide. So I'm going to put a glue dot or two under it just to kind of hold it in place. And we'll get our pick tool. And just while we're tying it, and then kind of to hold it in place on the card. Now you could put this on with dimensionals, but I didn't want it popped up. I just wanted it flat because I'm going to put some of the peppermint on with dimensionals. I think that one jumped back on there, didn't it? Okay. So move all those. So let's line that up kind of right about there. And then we'll just tie a knot. We're not going to do a fancy bow on this one. Might need another dimensional here. Was excited. I cleaned out my little drawer in front of me here today, and I found a whole bunch of these paper pumpkin dimensionals. They're my favorite for when I'm doing Facebook Lives. That roll tends to get lost or take up more space on my desk. These just fit right there. So how are you guys spending Veterans Day? I know several of you have husbands who served, or moms and dads. It's a really special day. For us, we all served with my dad. That's what I say. When your father is in the military, the whole family serves. Now we're just going to mount this on a real red card base. And we're going to add our peppermint, and that's the easiest thing to do. Now while I'm doing this, I'm going to chat for a little bit. There is a sale starting next Tuesday the 16th. I believe that's a Tuesday. Paper, ink pads, and some dies will be on sale. So I left the date for this $35 order open until the 18th, I believe. So if you want, I would wait personally. If you were thinking about doing an order, I would wait until the sale. I mean, I would be pretty upset if you would be pretty upset with me if I didn't tell you ahead of time. And they don't usually let us know ahead of time when there's going to be a sale. It was exciting to be told ahead of time. We've begged and begged. And I know you can't control that. It's the same with Hobby Lobby or Michael's. If they have a sale the day after you were in there, you can't go in and yell at them. Well, maybe you could, but you shouldn't. But it is nice to know ahead of time. The dies that are on sale are the ones from the annual catalog. None of the Christmas ones, unfortunately, except the one I used last night, Poinsettia Petals, is on sale. So if you liked that one, I think that would be well worth purchasing. You don't even have to have the stamp set to make beautiful cards with that set. Now we just need some bling, of course, for our cards. This is sweet, simple, easy. I'm using lots of bling on these cards. Makes them look a little special because they're pretty simple otherwise. Oh, one more. Now, of course, we need some insides. Wonder where that would be. I think that's right here. So we've got Peppermint Kisses. And let's do Wishing You a Merry Christmas. On the inside. And I think I'll do this one in red. Oh, and I bet we can put a few of those extra peppermints on the inside. We'll see. I think we can put that down at the bottom. Let's put this one on first, and then we'll do the next one. Oh, I know the trick. I need to step over here and get my silicone mat. This tape works better with the silicone mat under it. I just forgot to get it out this morning. Now let's check. Do we want to put a couple of peppermints? I think so. Don't need another red, I need green. There's green. Now we get some of each. We'll just put all those peppermints down there. You could also fussy cut a lot of this stuff, but not if I have a punch. I'm gonna punch away. Let's do one more. And all of that will dry in just a second. That's the good thing about Tombow. That's our first card. Sending you peppermint kisses. This might be good for a grandson or granddaughter. Send them a little goodie bag at college along with a cute little card. All right, that was our first the easiest card. Let me get my mat while I'm thinking about it. Along with using this for glue, it works great for tape. So, with this particular tape runner. Let's start on our next card. Don't know where my cap is. I don't see it here. We'll find it sooner or later in the mess. Well, thanks, Sandy. I'm glad you like my card. I just really, you know me, I'm into simple, but I thought all that sparkle it needed sparkle too. So our second card is going to use those scalloped contour dies. I was so hoping those were on the list, and I double checked this morning, but I don't see them on there. Now, we might be pleasantly surprised, but I don't think they're on the sale list. But I went ahead and cut out the large scallop piece, a green, I think this is Pear Pizzazz, and it is, I just measured to fit it in there, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then this is the other scallop, another one of the scallop contour dies. So we're just going to put this on here. We'll lay that on our... And to keep that, I could have embossed this with snowflakes or stars or something, but I chose to just leave it plain. And we'll layer that one there. Now that with this time, I am going to do a fancier bow. And I did measure this. I think it was 24 inches. So we'll go ahead and if you like to save ribbon, you could do it a different way, but I always have more than enough ribbon. It's something I tend to hoard, and I need to use it. We're going to run this around the back. A lot of people don't like to run things around the back, and they'll just do a glue dot on them. And I do that a lot, but I wanted a pretty bow this time. So it depends on if you want the pretty bow. I think is what makes the difference. And I certainly, looks like I could have used a little less ribbon, but I'm not going to stress over that. Would be fun to see ways to use little bitty scraps of ribbon. I think my fingers are out of touch today. Now let's see if that does. There we go. Now we can tie our pretty bow. Not always into big fluffy bows, but on this one I thought we needed it. It looks like I maybe could have gone with 20 inches, but that gave us enough to hold on to while we were tying, and that makes a difference. We're going to use the same Wishing You a Merry Christmas. And I'm going to put it over to the side because we're going to put some bells over on this side. And whatever sentiment you want could go on here. Or whatever sentiment you own. You can mix and match sentiments on most of my cards. I try to keep that pretty simple. Now let's put this on our card front. Pull that. Is that? Yeah. Wasn't sure why that was bent. And we'll add this. I love a pretty snowy white card base. Now we'll put this over this area. It has taken me a while to learn to love this Stampin' Seal, but I do like it now that I'm used to it. I believe that when we had Flex, or that black one, I can't remember what it's called, you had to push so hard on it that when we got Stampin' Seal, I started pushing hard, but you don't have to push hard. That's the whole trick, is you just don't push real hard. Now I need to find some bells. Look at all these pretty colors. Look at those mittens. This is called Gingerbread and Peppermint. Sooner or later we'll find some bells. There we go. And we're going to cut out 2 bells. here's one I can cut one from this one, and then we'll cut one from the other one. Wish I could line them up and do two at a time, but I don't think that'll work. You see how that just lines up so nicely? You just pop that in the cut and emboss machine and run it right through. So I love that they do that for us. Here's one bell. And you know, I'm certainly saving these for another card. Don't let that go to waste. Or another peppermint. Or any way you want to use it. But the back side is probably kind of cute too. Oh, yes, that's pretty too. So you could use those scraps for lots of things. So here's our second bell. Put that where I don't lose it. Get all these little papers out of the way. And now we're ready to just add some bells on here. And this simple card will be done. So we'll put that on with some dimensionals. If anybody wants to know what to get me for Christmas, it's dimensionals. I use them all the time. I'm practicing doing this. They just pop right off. And let's see how we want these to. We can't cover up our words. Kind of tricky. You have to play with which way to turn these. There we go. Now, I had not planned on bling on this one, but I think we need some right about here. We'll just put a little cluster of gems. And that card is finished. We can put another bell inside. I think I probably will. And I'm going to use Happy Holidays to stamp inside. I'll cut another bell out later. Maybe 2 bells. Or maybe 3 bells, like they say at Trader Joe's. 3 bells. There's our second card. Pretty quick and easy. All right, now we're on to our third card. A little bit more stepped up. Not much. We're going to use the larger scallop not the super large one, but second largest scallop contour die, and I've already cut that out. I'm going to cut this beautiful border out of a scrap of real red. We'll run that through. Can't wait to try this, the bells with this border and make a wedding card. I think it would be all white. It'd be so pretty. Now here's our piece there. These fall out pretty quick. We didn't need much help on them at all. And I could have put these on with the adhesive sheet, but you'll see why I'm not in a minute. My sentiment on this one is, you're the icing on my gingerbread. And I don't see that on my desk. Must be over here. You're the icing on my gingerbread, and it fits right there at the bottom. Any Merry Christmas sentiment that you have or would work for this too. Now I'm going to use some washi tape from something. I don't know what. We're going to use this just like it was ribbon. So we're going to wrap it around and just put some washi tape on the back to hold it in place. And it will be fine. You could use Scotch tape. Just happen to have washi tape here. And might as well use it up. And we're going to use this for something else too. Now the next thing we're going to do is cut out some of these pretty little ornaments. Not this one, the outside, out of the paper. You could just cut this out of, have a pretty ornament there without having to worry about lining one up. But we're going to pick one from our designer series paper. I don't want the browns. So we'll have to find us those are cute too, aren't they? Oh. The kids are going to make a gingerbread house when they come over at Thanksgiving, so maybe I should make them make some cards too. Let them make some cards. Okay, here's some pretty ornaments we can use. I wanted a red one. A red one and a multicolor one. That's what we'll do. I don't know if they would appreciate me making them make cards, but they might. So we'll run a red one and then the red and green one. You never know what kids are going to like. Even though they're not kids, they're grown-ups. I think when you're 21, you're pretty much a grown-up. You don't have to act like that. Are we on our third card? That's pretty good. So we've got 15 minutes left. I think we'll make it. There's red one. Just in time for lunch. For me, I don't know afternoon for you, wherever you are. Now tell me something while we're cutting. Do you like these classes at night or during the day the best? Because I'm pretty flexible and I can certainly do a variety. So do you like evening or middle of the day? I'm going to layer a red on the white card base, and then I'm going to do this one on top of the red. So this one has a few more layers. It's a little more involved, not a whole lot. We'll put that to use on the inside. But none of these are very involved. That's our, I think I want a little more red showing, so I'm going to trim that down a little more. Another 1/8 of an inch, I believe will do it. And that will give us a prettier border there. My hands are going to be all stuck up now. Then this is going to go on here, and our little ornaments are going to go there. But our ornaments need hangers. To me, this was a little more fussy than I usually do, but I like it, so I can deal with it. So just have some twine, and we're going to put it on the back of our baubles with some more washi tape. Sometimes you have to give in and do some fussy stuff just to make a card be cute. Bet when you get a Hallmark card, it doesn't have all this stuff on the back. I don't know. Maybe it does. Have you priced Hallmark cards lately? They are so expensive. It's just crazy what people will pay. Of course, we only spent $59.99 in supplies to make this card. Not really, because you can use it over and over again. We'll put our cute little baubles on here with some string. And then we'll be through with our card, pretty much. This would be another one for a grandchild or a special friend. You're the icing on my gingerbread. I think I want the red one here. And then one up a little. See if we can bring that one down a tiny bit. Ooh. Put this one up a little higher. And we'll get that washi tape out again. This card's going to be really blinged up because I can't. I think all those, the baubles need some bling on it. This does not want to come off. Let's find a different roll. It's paper, so it gets tears sometimes. We'll just hold this down. Might need to move that a little bit. It's kind of crooked. It's going to be in a crease anyway. There's nothing we can do, but we're going to fix that too. We'll cut these little extras off. We're going to put this on with dimensionals. I was going to say an adhesive sheet, but first I don't have them out as usual. Need to put them right in my drawer with all my other dimensionals. Because this would be really nice with an adhesive sheet. But that's okay. I want to put this on the card first so that I'm not having to worry about those bumps with my tape. Be kind of lumpy. And yeah, this would be perfect for an adhesive sheet instead of having to pick all these dimensionals off. And of course, I'll cut out another bauble for the inside on this card. And now we're going to bling this up. I'm just going to use the little gems. I'm trying to think of what we call these. Rhinestones, diamonds. Besides bling. Okay, so there's our third card. I think we need one more thing on here though. We're going to put a little bow. It's the end of this ribbon or twine. I'm just going to run this under here. I hope that noise didn't come through too bad. Robert's putting the shade on the patio. At least the trucks are quiet today. So far, not too much construction noise. Oh, there we go. Of course, we've got to have a little bow on there. And then we'll put a bow on the next one. Then you don't really notice that the hanging thread is off a tiny bit. Camouflage. All this extra out of the way. Turn our bows around. Always have those static cling things here. I think that one needs a little shorter. All right, that's our third card here, the icing on my gingerbread. That came out cute too. Our fourth card is not going to be red and green. It's going to be blue. Well, teal, my absolute favorite color. Teal, Coastal Cabana, all those are my favorite colors. Let's get our little scraps out of here. And we'll make our last card. We're just right at an hour, so that's not too bad. And I don't think this one will be hard. That'll have to get covered up, won't it? So we're going to just use a small, regular Coastal Cabana card base. Piece of Whisper White. I need a piece of paper to protect my workspace. And we're going to add pink background here. So pink and blue, Christmas. Some of my favorite Christmas colors. And we'll use our blending brush, and this is Blushing Bride. And we're just gonna put a little highlight space there. If you use your ink pads with blending brushes a lot, you do have to ink them up again. A little more often, but not much. I'll bring that down a little bit here. Okay. And that is going to get directly put on our card. Pretty simple. Now we're going to do one other thing before that. We're going to do the same thing we did with the red, but we're going to make a silver border, and so we want to be able to wrap it around. It's time for a new plate that's wanting to bow up on me. Happens. Karen, I can't see your comment just yet. I don't know what's Ooh, a veterans dinner tonight. How special. And golfing. I think that, of course, he earned it and he deserves it, but that's great. That's nice that they honor you. Oh, that's a strange looking piece, but I don't think we'll keep it. We're going to keep this one. This foil's a little thicker than cardstock, so it doesn't want to come out quite so much. So we'll pop it in here with this. And now we'll run this around. It's pretty tight, but we can still get it on there with some washi tape on the back. Used a scrap. I should have found a longer one. It's gonna work. Pretty tight, but it works. And now we can tape this on. Didn't mess that up. I need to be careful. Now we're going to die cut some snowflakes. I'm going to fold this over since it's sticky out of Bermuda Bay. And we're going to do the background snowflake. We're also going to do the detailed snowflake with white. And I'm going to add, this time I'm going to add the adhesive sheet on there because it's too delicate otherwise. And I would have glue everywhere. So I think I can cut both of those at the same time. And then we'll cut two. We want two of each, so we can do two at a time. If I can get them on my platform. I wanted to use the mini cut and emboss today, but I didn't think with 4 cards I had room on my desk for one more thing. These would work perfectly with the mini cut and emboss. One. And one snowflake that is going to need a little gentle nudge to get out of here. And it'll pop right out. Not bad. And we'll cut the second one. You guys are being so nice to hang in with me here. I don't usually do this long, but when you're making 4 cards, still 4 cards in an hour is not bad. And if you were making all the same, you could do it much quicker. We wanted a variety today. And we'll do that one with the brush. Let's see if we need to help some of these chads. Oh my goodness. By the end of the day, when I've done stuff like this, my floor looks like a snowstorm or confetti party. Even though I try to get it in the trash can, it flies around. Now we'll add our white frosting. On here, on our blue cookies. You know, when you eat blue food, it shows all on your lips and tongue than a blue cookie. That would be okay. I think that got all of that one. Ooh, if you did this on Night of Navy, wouldn't that be stunning too? Be very pretty. Be kind of German looking, wouldn't it? This looks more in my mind. This looks a little more Scandinavian with the colors that I've seen. Be pretty on red. Be pretty on just about any color. We're ready to put our card together. We need our sentiment. I should have stamped it before I put it down, but I don't know. I was worried about the time. So let's clean. I'm going to use Wishing You a Merry Christmas. So I need to clean that off because it has red ink on it. We don't want red. We want Bermuda Bay, nice dark color. Make sure that's good and clean. Now the paper is Coastal Cabana, but the ink is Bermuda Bay. You know, I like my sentiments dark so that you can read them. I certainly will cut another snowflake to go on the inside of this also. We're going to put these on one flat and one with dimensionals. Got enough trash here. Now don't forget, the sale starts next Tuesday. If you want to put in an order and stock up on cardstock or get some ink colors that you don't already own, And it's also time, if you're interested in the Merrymakers Club. I think there's a couple more days left to reserve your spot for that. So now we're going to bling this one up too. And Merrymakers this time is not, it's not Christmas. It's thinking of you. Just general cards. Sympathy. That kind of sentiment. We're just going to do lots of bling here. And a few more, because we can. All right, let me get this out of the way and we'll look at all 4 cards. This one was, actually, this one wasn't hard at all. I think the one with the baubles was probably the more fussy because of the string, but it still wasn't too bad. We're going to put this on the inside with another bauble. And then we had this one with the bells. And the really easy one with the peppermint. Which one's your favorite? I kind of really like the peppermint one. I think because it's so different than some of the ones we've done before. So thanks for joining me today. Hour and 10 minutes, I can't complain. And I hope that I entertained you for a little while in the middle of your day. And I will see, let's see, today's Thursday. I'll see you Monday for Lunch and Learn. Bye.